should be. In the bottom right-hand corner, as the red Protoss, it's DNS. And in the top left, as the blue Protoss, it's Harstem. This is our first semi-finals match of the day. Both players opening up gateway, so no cannon rushes on the menu. DNS taking down Trap in the last round. I think I might need to adjust the settings on the pause bot, because it keeps doing one guy clapping no matter how much you guys been there. Yeah, he keeps triggering just the one guy clapping, you know? It's like I have one person standing behind me just clapping behind my head. It's like, woo! Yeah! Okay. Double stalker openers on both sides. Harstem gets off the shield battery block. There we go! There we go! Alright, so Harstem shutting down the Stargate. Oh no, he didn't get the pylon! DNS pushing out. Gonna repel the stalkers of Harstem. I think Fear Dragon might have built this for a little bit of a bigger channel than mine. I'm gonna have to play with the numbers in between games, but we'll get this bot up and up and working. Twilight Council going down for DNS, and yeah, I mean, this Oracle's gonna try to find damage, but is it gonna be able to? I don't know about that. Okay, the proxy Stargate promptly shut down for DNS, and Harstem is on the warpath. DNS gonna do his best to defend. Shield's gone off the second Nexus. And this is so stupid! Harstem's literally, he's not even controlling his units. He just dumpstered the natural. Yeah, that's it. One guy. Clap, 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 clap. That was like. What are these sound effects? Okay, so, I mean, he literally just right-clicked the Nexus. That's all that happened, and now DNS is gonna lose this game. It feels really bad. I mean, sure, Harstem gets all his stalkers caught by a stasis ward, but, like, what does that even matter? DNS might be able to close the gap just as these stalkers are getting off cooldown. Okay, he's going to use the Oracle for high ground vision to blink into the main. This Immortal's a little bit exposed, actually. 2 more volleys on that Immortal, and it could go down. Stasis ward pops, and then immediately goes down. What happened? We had such a good series between Trap and DNS, and now this? Come on, man. Harstem's warping in 2 Adepts. One of them will eat significant hull damage, but I mean, the other one is going to make it to the mineral line. DNS is on full retreat. Shield battery block in the main, but that's more resources that DNS can't afford to lose. Sure, the worker counts even, but these guys were oversaturated in the main for a very long time, which means they weren't mining efficiently, and many of them were essentially not mining at all. GG is called, and Harstem takes game number 1. In the top right corner, as the red Protoss, it's DNS. And also, in the right middle, it's Harstem. Is that triggering for you guys? Like, do you hear it on stream when you put in the PogChamps, or is it 2 minutes delayed? It's another question I have. Okay. DNS sending out a probe scout.
Meow.
Thanks so much for the follow, Trolling 183. I think I made half my audience leave with this applause bot. Oh no. DNS going in with the probe scout. Harstem. Well, it's not too much to comment on. So Purity in Industry. Actually, you know what? This is my first Protoss versus Protoss on Purity in Industry. I don't know how this is going to play out in relation to the map. But we'll see. Oh no, it's delayed. That's terrible. That's so bad. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off after this game. Sorry, guys. How are you supposed to use it in any tournament then? You know what? I'm just gonna alt tab and shut it down. Okay, there we go. Sorry. It's distracting from the game, I guess. Overlay instead of a local sound if it needs to not be delayed. I don't think it's a local sound though, because it's a bot in my chat. Like it's through Twitch. Okay, I got it. I'll talk about it in between games. Let's focus on the match. I already lost tons of new viewers. Oh shit. Okay. So DNS is going for this Stalker Sentry heavy composition. Harstem on the defense, also with Stalker Sentry. Shield Battery. Warp Prism heading out for our red Protoss. Immortal coming out for Harstem. These sentries are going to get a couple extra parting shots thanks to the slow zone, but no life-threatening damage to the Warp Prism. DNS trying to snipe down the sentries, not too successful. Harstem's drop. A little more successful. See, okay, alright, on the Pylon show, they talked about this, this map being... The map maker was like, in his description, haha, it looks like it's good by air, but it's not. But also it's bad by ground because it's a big map. So it's to trick people into going air, even though air isn't good. I'm like, but every pro gamer seems to disagree with you because they're all going air. Harstem gonna double Immortal drop in the base of DNS and do absolutely zero damage. Hallucinated Phoenix about to expire. They're just here to keep tabs on the Prism. In the meantime, DNS is dropping again on Harstem's side, finding a little bit more success than our blue Protoss. Harstem's let out quite a few workers, actually. He's down 7 right now. GG. In the top right corner of Eternal Empire, it's the red Protoss, DNS. And in the bottom left, as the blue Protoss, it's Harstem. Score is 1-1. One of these guys going to be moving on to the grand finals and getting into those ESL Pro Tour points, while the other will be eliminated and have to try their luck at the NA Open, which is happening at 5 p.m. EDT. You like that? You like that shameless plug for the next tournament? DNS drops a proxy pylon. Harstem is going to get scouted. DNS will see what the first two units are. They're going to be double stalker. I mean, this is a great deflection from DNS. DNS going into Oracle. Oh no. DNS Oracles are scary. Yeah, Gildelin, it's EDT. I mean, EST is just the wrong time zone right now. Yeah, no, it's like hugely devastating when you're trying to coordinate with European players and someone says EST and you're like, no, you're gonna be an hour behind. Or ahead, I forget. You're an hour off either way. Okay, this is a pretty huge attack from DNS, but... Alright, 5 probes go down in total. And both Oracles survive. I mean, this is decent, but... DNS also lost the Adepts on the ground. He's going into Twilight Council behind this. Harstem already has charge started up. Templar Archives up next for DNS. 6 more gates on the way as well. DNS taking a third. Harstem is going to take a third as well, just a little bit later. Not enough to make much of a difference. Everything else, though, is pretty even. +1 will hit first for DNS. Harstem isn't too far behind, though. Charge should hit the field here for the Red Protoss by the time the next engagement rolls around. This is actually a lot of vulnerable High Templar. Well, okay, there's the Archons. Harstem setting up a concave to engage into DNS. Army supply is even for both players. Upgrades are also even for both players. Harstem is thinking about how he wants to engage this. You definitely don't want to go through here. DNS zaps a drone, or zaps a probe and backs out. No major damage being done, no major harassments. I mean, a couple Zealots tried to run in there, but didn't work out. DNS is going for a push, I guess, but the question is, will he commit or will he back out? Somehow Harstem has fallen behind in army supply quite a bit, which shouldn't be the case. Both players are pretty even in economy. I guess he did start +3 up a little bit faster, but it's a more Archon heavy. 246, 2468. Yeah, okay, so Harstem has a couple more Archons. Ooh. Zealot run by is going to pick off a couple probes. And also forces a recall from DNS, but that's what I mean. Like, there's no committal on these attacks from either player. Stasis is going to stop Harstem from dropping a fourth. It's what I'm saying about these DNS oracles, man. These guys have been here since the beginning of the game. They've been here since like minute 4, I think. I don't know. Both these players being so careful to not get caught in a choke point. Both players taking their fourths. Zealot run by is going to get cleaned up, but Harstem traded out well. The Immortal does go down, but dealt a little bit more damage than it otherwise should have, thanks to that Stasis Ward. 2 DTs on it. Have died pretty quickly. DNS had the better of the disruptor shots. And now there are Tempests on the field. I mean, so Harstem's throwing down his own Stargate. I haven't seen double Stargate Tempest play in a PvP in a long while. Like a long while. So it's going to be interesting how DNS plays this out. Harstem. I don't know what he's gonna do. DNS got out a mothership. Like, okay, there's the Stargate. Harstem's trying to take a 5th as well. Three more Stargates go down for Harstem, but he's not building anything out of the one he has. I mean, he is maxed, but he could be trading Zealots out across the map. Okay, there it goes. This is a scary looking army from DNS. Harstem should win this engagement. Here to the right, most of DNS's army just sitting in the middle of the map. This is significant damage done by Harstem, and DNS doesn't have the money to replenish it. Because he's investing in these really high-cost Tempests, because he invested in the Mothership Core, all this Robotech, he really doesn't have a bank to replace anything lost. Harstem, in the meantime, is sitting at 3k, 2k. 2 Archons go down to the Disruptors. That's a nice pick from Harstem. Again, these gas units are pretty irreplaceable here. And Harstem's defending with only a fraction of his army! An Immortal and an Archon evaporate through the Disruptor shot.
Meow.
Thank you so much for the follow, Case It. Down goes an Immortal. DT's here to intercept this attack force of Harstem. But Harstem can totally afford to lose every unit that's here and replace it like 4 times over. Harstem's building an Oracle. Okay. Oh, probably for Revelation against the army that's sitting under the Mothership Core. Oh, a huge Disruptor shot goes off from DNS. Tempest gets picked down. DNS is trying to get up a 5th. Well, he's going to be trying to saturate it. But he's so far down in worker supply. I don't know, Kev. DNS just has this really high-value army of totally irreplaceable units, right? 3 Tempests go down, that's the show. Harstem using this more volatile Archon Sentry Stalker composition, a couple Disruptors mixed in for good measure, and hitting in a couple places at once. 7 probes go down, actually. That's going to diminish DNS's economy even farther. I think DNS has waited way too long to go across the map, and now we might be in a base race scenario. DNS's army has finally hit the other side of the map. There's no anti-air response here from Harstem. He still has a massive bank, and he is still maxed. DNS is the all-in one here. Cannon's actually meting out significant damage. That's pretty much the last of the economy for DNS. He has some static defense and a couple Zealots down here to defend at his 4th. The 3rd has a little bit of static defense left as well. All the production gone. Not even most. All the production gone for DNS. In the meantime, Harstem expanding to the bottom right-hand corner. And the lose scenario for Harstem at this point is he loses all his production, so he can't spend his bank. He doesn't remake it. He tunnel visions, and then DNS kills his entire army. It's just such a tall order. DNS recalls. He lost too much. He needs to keep committing. Harstem's trying to remake his production at his 4th. Okay, Harstem's attack force here will get cleaned up, but that's fine. Harstem can remax at any moment. He's rebuilding the Dark Shrine, he's getting out... now Harstem's getting out 3 Tempests at a time. And his own Mothership. This game is absolute memes. DNS down to 8 workers against 74. Pulling back to defend was the absolute wrong choice for the red Protoss. Harstem has now taken almost the entire bottom half of the map. DNS sitting on a tiny 2 bases. He doesn't want to tap out when he still has this strong of an air army, but again, Harstem is triple pumping Tempest to meet it. Harstem actually needs to bleed out supply if he wants to continue getting Tempest. He has plenty of Blink Stalkers on the ground. The Nexus goes down for DNS. It's going to supply block him as well. DNS doesn't... Okay. DNS doesn't know that Harstem has a couple of the bases that he does. So he might totally think that he has a viable path forward here to victory. Especially with Harstem bleeding off all these stalkers. But Harstem's just trading out supply. +1 air weapons and shields about to finish up for Harstem. And with that, he's got to seal the deal, right? Look, man, if DNS wins this game, I'll eat a shoe on stream. DNS's forces keep dwindling. There's only a handful of Tempest left. A Void Ray, the Mothership, and like 3 Archons. Harstem just mass expanding all over the bottom of the map. Okay, Harstem's begun to move out with his Death Armada. Down goes the mothership. Harstem finally sniping down the remaining Tempests, and there is zero path to victory for DNS. 7k minerals, 2k gas in the bank for Harstem. It's been a very epic 30-minute game, but in the end, Harstem is your first grand finalist of the ESL Pro Tour Open Cup number 11.